and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make a great side dish that goes really well with Asian or Mexican food, and it is cilantro lime rice. So it's really easy to make. Right now I've got a pan heating up and I'm going to put in a little bit of oil, because what I like to do when I make rice is I like to fry my rice first, and that way it kind of gives it a nutty flavor to the rice. And so the rice that I normally love to use is basmati, but today I'm going to use Calrose because that's the kind of rice I have today. And it's a little stickier, but it's going to be good, and it's a good rice to absorb food. So like if you have a sauce that you're going to put over it, it's going to work really well. So the cilantro lime rice is also a good base for, I would say, like a burrito bowl. If you've ever made one of those, or if you've never made one of those, you might as well start doing that now. So I'm going to show you, I've got a cup of rice right here. I'm going to go ahead and pour that in, and then I am just going to kind of fold it in there. And the idea is to just get the oil all over the rice, and then it's going to like get a little nutty flavor. It's going to get a little lightly brown, but you don't want to burn your rice. And it doesn't take much. So for usually 1 cup of rice, I usually put like 2 cups of water, and that's for regular rice and for basmati rice. For Calrose rice, it recommends, especially if you're at a high altitude like we are here in Colorado, you're going to want to add a little more water. So I'm going to go ahead and put 3 cups of water in this rice. I'm not putting any seasoning. I'm just making plain white rice for now. And then when you see, we will add the waters, and then we will add the flavors that are going to really brighten up this side dish once the rice is ready. So the key to making rice on your stovetop is to have a really good pan with a nice lid on it. Because here I've got my rice, and then now I'm going to wait for that water to start to boil. And then once it boils, then I am going to put a nice lid on there. Once that lid's on there, I am not going to lift this up at all until it's ready. And for rice to be ready, it usually takes about 15-20 minutes. And so I'm going to wait for it to boil. And if you were going to add anything else in this, like vegetables or even like a chicken broth, once it starts boiling, that's when you would add to it. But I'm going to just keep it plain because I'm going to show you what I'm going to add to give it some extra flavor when it's all done. So it is boiling now, so I'm going to go ahead and put my lid on there. And then in a few minutes, I'm going to show you what the next step is. Alright, so our rice is ready. So the best way to get your rice prepared for this is just fluff it with a spoon, with a fork, and you're going to just pour it into a bowl. And the first thing you're going to add is you are going to add 1 small clove of garlic, and it's raw. And I'm just going to put that in there. It's nice and hot. And then I'm going to add 2 scallions. So these are all chopped up. So I'm going to add those. And then we have some lime zest. And I just basically, it asks for 1 teaspoon of lime, but I just basically zested a whole lime. And so I'm putting that whole thing in. When it smells so good, and I'm just mixing everything. The rice is still pretty warm. I'm supposed to let this sit for like about a minute before you add the rest. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the salt. So it's going to just ask for about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. That might have been a little more. And a teaspoon of olive oil. Or 2 teaspoons of olive oil. I don't know about that. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. So I've got my olive oil in there. And then it's looking pretty good, and boy, it smells good. And then it wants your cilantro, and this is about 1 cup of cilantro that it called for. So there's your cilantro. Before I stir that cilantro in, I'm going to go ahead and put the lime juice. And it's asking for about 1.5 tablespoons of lime juice. I'm just going to go ahead and just do the whole line. The fun thing about this dish is you can pretty much add whatever you want. And it really, oh my gosh, it really looks great, and it smells amazing, and this tastes wonderful. So this is a great side dish that you can do just to kind of liven things up the dinner table with any of your dishes. You can even put like some red pepper flakes or some jalapeno in there, whatever you want. And the thing about this dish is if you don't like cilantro, don't use cilantro. A lot of people don't like cilantro. You can put dill, you can put basil, you can put mint, parsley. All of those would taste really good. And you can see it's super easy. And you can, instead of using lime, you could even use a lemon. And just do the lemon zest and the lemon juice. And some people even add coconut milk. So I bet that tastes really good. So I hope you enjoy your cilantro lime rice. Give it a shot. It is so easy to make, and it's delicious, and it looks really elegant. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a great day.